up, YouTube? It's Precious Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. And as y'all can tell by the title, today I have for y'all a story time. This story time is about how I found out I was pregnant at 16. I hope that y'all do understand that none of my content is to encourage none of y'all to go out and get pregnant at a young age. This is just me wanting to share my experiences and all that good stuff. So yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this video as much as I am going to enjoy making it. Yeah, let's get on to the video. I'm gonna start off in the time frame of the end of December going towards like January. So my boyfriend wanted me to go over to his house, and of course I did. And you know, while I was over there, one thing led to another, and you know, we ended up doing things that we were supposed to do unprotected. And yeah, I ended up leaving his house, and once I left his house, of course I was waiting for my cycle to come, and it ended up being late. But it wasn't anything alarming to me because of course it was late, but on the app it was just telling me that it was just pushing the days back, like I had nothing to worry about. So of course I brushed it off and I didn't worry about it because I was just assuming that my period was just gonna come at a later date, like it usually do whenever it is late like that. Probably like a week later on the weekend, I went out of town with my best friend that weekend for like New Year's Eve and New Year's or whatever. And you know, while I'm out there with her in Louisiana or whatever, I'm telling her that I'm kind of scared and skeptical about this situation because, you know, my period is late and I really do feel like something is wrong. But it's not like it's too alarming because on the app it's not saying that it's a late period. It's just pushing the days back for my cycle. So it's like I'm not really too worried about it, but I definitely kind of am in the back of my mind. I brushed it off until it was time for us to, you know, go take pictures. And whenever we go to take pictures, I'm trying on my clothes, and my clothes is tight as ever. And I recently had just got those clothes, so I knew it wasn't nothing wrong with the clothes. And you know, I'm just thinking like, I know I didn't gain no weight. That was another sign that made me scared because I was like, girl, like it was so unusual for me to gain weight to the point where I can't fit into my clothes. Like, I definitely squeezed into those clothes though to take them pictures. But yeah, I was already scared in the back of my mind, and that just made it worse. After that, I really wasn't having no more signs of like pregnancy. So yeah, it wasn't nothing to be scared about then until I got home. I get home, and of course the period app is still not telling me nothing, so I'm not getting no justice from the app. It's still continuing to push my cycle days back. And with that being said, I just had to go off of what I know about my body. And girl, I started to get another sign. So girl, I started sleeping more than I usually would. And you know, I slept for a long period of time already, but this was like I didn't have no type of energy at all. Like I just wanted to sleep all the time. Like I didn't want to get up and do nothing. You know, I text my boyfriend and I'm like, well, you know, I feel like something is wrong with my body. Like I'm sleeping more than usual, and this ain't work gonna tell me that, well, this is nothing unusual because you sleep for long periods of time on a regular basis. boy, no, I know that something's wrong with my body. Like, I know that I sleep for long periods of time on a regular, but this right here is not my normal sleep schedule. I just listened and I followed my delusions or whatever and brushed it off. And, I think it was like a couple days later, we ended up going to school or whatever. And that morning, I woke up sick as for real. I ended up throwing up that morning. And me being me, I was delusional. And I'm not thinking this is a period sign. I'm thinking this is my cycle finna come. You know, I'm thinking I'm getting somewhere. You know, I'm getting excited. I'm like, yeah, my cycle finna come. And I only really thought my cycle was finna come because I threw up, and then all that whole day I was getting cramps and stuff. But no, that wasn't the case. Magically, the next day, my period app finally wants to tell me that my cycle is late. Like, for real? Oh. So now, this is when I realized that she's getting real, because, like, girl, there's no way. I just threw up today. I'm sleeping more than usual, and my cycle is overly late. I have 3 signs of pregnancy, and I'm not fucking with it at all. So I go like a good while with these symptoms, and I'm just trying to like hide it and not make it so known, because I really was going through it so bad the first trimester. I was really going through it so bad during this time. I really wanted to tell my mama I was sick, and I wanted to stay home so many times, but you know, she didn't know, and I was just trying to stick it out until I knew for sure. So I stuck it out for a good while, and it got to the point of my period being like 20 something days late. And I just go ahead and tell my boyfriend, like, my period's not coming, and I know it's not coming. So he was like, he was gonna tell his grandma, and his grandma was gonna give me a pregnancy test or whatever. So that's what she ended up doing, and you know, he brought it to my house. So I think I waited until the next day to take the test, and when I got home, I think I really did wait it out to take the test. I didn't just immediately take it. I waited a good while, and by the time I finally decided to take it, I tried to text my boyfriend, but I guess he was asleep. Of course, I really didn't want to take it by myself, so I ended up texting my friend Miracle, and I was like, "Are you up?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm up." And I was like, "Okay, I think I'm gonna take this pregnancy test." We was texting one day, and I ended up telling her like, I had made a bad decision, and she was like, you know, she had asked me, what bad decision did you make? And I just ended up telling her. And her being her, she was excited and all that. Oh, I'm finna be a TT. Girl, no, you're supposed to be praying that I don't have a baby in my stomach, and you're over here excited. Like, girl, no. But I'm just glad that she was supportive and not trying to bash me about it all. So yeah, I ended up getting on the phone with Miracle. I think I called her. I finally ended up taking the test, and my scary self put the test under my pillow, and I was just like, girl, I don't know if I could look at this. But yeah, Miracle just ended up telling me like, girl, if you don't look at that test. I ended up taking the test out, and I flip it over, and I see 4 positive lines, because I took not 1, but I took 2. I'm looking at the 2 lines, and I'm like, wow, I really have a baby inside my stomach. Like, this cannot be for real. Like, this is real life. From that moment on, I was just like, I didn't know how to feel. My mind was just spiraling, like, and I was just going through a lot of emotions in that moment, and it was just get it to me real bad. I got in the shower and I cried that whole time. Sadly, I prayed that it would die.
What? What?
Because I was genuinely felt like I wasn't ready for this. But then, you know, I had to come to a sense of mind of I knew what I was doing. I knew the consequences behind my actions, and I just had to accept it for what it was. After that day, I ended up telling my boyfriend, and I was like, yeah, the test was positive. So my boyfriend was like, yeah, we gotta tell our parents. And I was like, yeah, I agree. So I guess that morning he ended up telling them. I didn't think we was gonna tell them that soon, but hey, he tells me, yeah, they was disappointed, etc., etc. I guess I didn't really have that much time to prepare myself as I thought I would. So, you know, I was freaking out, and I texted Miracle, and I'm like, I really don't know what to do. I'm really scared. Like, I don't know how they're gonna react and all of that. Like, I was just scared that whole day. And, you know, I ended up telling my best friend that day, too, because I didn't want to leave her in the dark. Like, that's my bestie girl. So I ended up telling her, and, you know, she was like, girl, I already knew, like, girl. Anyways, she was, again, supportive, too, and she was like, well, if you want me to be on the phone, then I'll be on the phone, etc., etc. That day, I was just trying to prepare myself for the worst. I don't know why. After school, I'm trying to get my mind right, and I'm genuinely scared to get in the car with my mom. Like I don't know. I just didn't want her to pick up that I was, like, acting different, and I'd had to tell her earlier than what I wanted to. It's after school, and I get in the car with her, whatever, and I'm just thinking, should I tell her right now or should I wait? And girl, that whole ride home was just kind of awkward. I get home and I get to my room, and I'm just trying to collect my thoughts for her, because Lord, when I say I was scared as hell. Like, oh my gosh. So I ended up going to my little brother's room, and I ended up telling him that I'm pregnant, and he thinks that I'm joking, and I'm like, no, I'm being so for real. Like, this is not a joke. Do you want to see the test? So I went in my room, and I go get the test, and I bring it to his room, and I show him. He goes, no, I'm going to call you back. And he hangs up on his friend. And then he turns the game off, which he never does. So I knew it was serious. And he's like, Patience. And I said, yeah. He was like, all that talk about you being better and stuff. And then he was just like, come here, and he gives me a hug, and I just really started crying, and I was like, yeah, I'm scared. I haven't told mom yet, and I'm gonna tell her, and I don't know how she's gonna react. Like, I just bust out crying because I was just so disappointed in myself. He's crying too, and it was just such an emotional moment. And yeah, girl, it was just so much. So we ended up in my room, and I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell her today. And he was like, do you want me to be in here with you? And I was like, no, I think I'll be fine. He opens the door, and he's about to go out there. And my mom was like, came, and she started having a conversation with us or whatever. And then she was about to walk off. And I was like, Mom, can you come here? And she goes in the room, she closed the door, and I just take a deep breath to prepare myself. I knew I was gonna cry, but I was trying my best to pull myself together to not cry, because girl, get it together. Like, what are you crying for? It didn't work at all. So I ended up going, Mom, I gotta tell you something, but I don't know how you're gonna react. And after I said that, the tears start coming out. Waterworks for real. So I never got to get it out at all. She just goes, oh my gosh, what's wrong? Like, what happened? And, you know, I'm still hesitating to get it out. And she was like, no, you're pregnant. And I was like, I was crying. So I just bust out crying in her arms. And she was like, no, you need to stop all this crying. You just gotta grow up faster than you anticipated. It's okay. Like, we'll get through this together. And I'm just crying. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, I know y'all are disappointed and all of that. She ends up leaving, and she just ends up telling my dad. And my dad gets home, and, you know, he had a conversation with me, and, yeah, I just think that I had a wonderful support system and that I really worried for nothing. To this day, I am thankful for my support system, and I am really glad that I have the family that I have, because the way everybody reacted was a way that I didn't expect everybody to react. Of course, they was disappointed, but in the end, everybody was just supportive and here for me and understanding. So, yeah. I love y'all if y'all are watching this video. I guess that concludes the story, y'all. I don't think this video was that long, but I do hope y'all enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Don't forget to hit the post notification bell to get notified every time I post a video. And bye.
You know you the coldest, you know you the coldest, you know you the coldest, man, you know you the coldest, you know you the coldest.